Welcome to the Engage podcast, brought to you by Boodle, the most rewarding way to pay. If you haven't already, get onto the App Store and download Boodle. That's Boodil. The Engage podcast is where we speak to some of the most inspiring entrepreneurs and business leaders.
In this episode, we are joined by Stephen Johnson, the CEO of For Everyone Group, the company that consists of OEM appliances, CoolMed, Ship It appliances, and the electric vehicle charging business Evec. Stephen entered the family business OEM appliances in 2013 before taking the reins in 2017, scaling the company from 3 to 50 million, whilst also acquiring and starting a number of new businesses into the group. We discuss everything from his biggest challenges in taking over a family business to the future growth plans and the methods used to scale the group. Welcome to the show, Stephen.
Well, let's kick things off. Give us a bit of an overview on yourself and a bit of background as well and context.
Okay, so I joined the family business on the back of working in a estate agency for 3.5 years. So I decided after my A-levels not to go to university because I wasn't probably the most academically bright person, severely dyslexic, and I thought, I don't want to go and read books. I want to go and actually make something of myself and make some money. So I went into a stage agency with Bridgeford's. I was taken on as a sales negotiator, and it was in the parts of Manchester, Moss Side, Longside, Levenshulme, and it was selling
the hotspots.
The hotspots, yes, the hotspots. It was selling low-end properties, but it churned out massive volumes, and we were the market leader at the time. But the main thing that I learned from an early age was it was very much commission based. I moved out after 3 months thinking I could take the world on, moved into my own flat, then was living on beans for 3 weeks because I ran out of money. And it was just a great experience to get me where I am today, to be fair.
Amazing, brilliant. And I have heard that you were one of the youngest branch managers, was it?
Yeah, so I was made branch manager of one of the largest branches of Bridgeford's, part of the Countrywide Group. When I was 21, in charge of P&Ls, profits, and it was great. It was just such a grounding experience and learning from other people in the sector and looking to achieve my goals in my life.
Amazing, brilliant. So you did, was it just over 3 years there?
3.5 years, yeah.
3.5. And why did you decide then was the time to leave?
Well, I was actually just looking at what I wanted to do in my career. So I've always been looking to make money, bought properties, sold properties as well. But I thought maybe the best thing for me was whether I could create my own estate agency. So I wrote a business plan when I was 21 to go into online estate agency, which one very big company launched two years after I came up with the idea. And then I just decided to diversify, and it was very much my father was in the pub one day with me. We were having a chat, and I said, he said, do you fancy coming to join me? I've got a business here which is successful. I'm looking to step back slowly, but I need someone to help me drive the sales. So that's how it all started, really.
Amazing. So talk to us about that business then. Obviously, we'll go into what it is today, but that business then that your dad had, give us some context. How long had he been running that? What did the business do? And obviously, why did he decide to, then was the right time to go into sort of business with him?
So my father's been involved with domestic appliances for many years. He started working for a company called Mares, was made the managing director of that company, and then he bought the company and created OEM appliances. And we were manufacturing domestic appliances from Italy and China for the likes of MFI, Bomatic, major companies that some of them are no longer trading anymore, but we were putting their own brand on products, bringing them in from China and Italy in full containers, and they were distributing around the UK. Margins were wafer thin, but in essence we're working as an agent for factories, and that's really how it started. And I came on board to go, how could we develop a bigger customer base? Could we diversify the product range? And can we look to grow, really?
Amazing. So talk to us about the sort of size of the business then, and how long had he actually been running OEM as a business?
So he started in 1999, and I joined in 2013. Okay. And the size of the business was around 1.9 million when I joined. His father ended up retiring in 2017 when the business was turned over about 3.7 million. And we had 8-9 members of staff at that time. So it was very small, very much a family-run business.
Nice. And what was your role when you came into the business then? Where did you sort of fit in?
Right at the bottom. So right at the bottom,
yeah.
as my dad tells me today,
Yeah.
right at the bottom. So we I had to go out, try and drum up new business. I didn't really like appliances. It was quite boring. Looking at ovens, hobs, cooker hoods, well, it cooks at the end of the day. It does exactly what it says on the tin. So it was very much looking at the range of products that are out there, looking at what our competitors are currently doing. Can we develop something that's better, more cost effective, better designs, and then target the specific customer and say, we've got these products that we manufacture from this factory and from this factory. How does this sound? And then develop the range for them specifically for them.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and then talk us through the journey from 2013 when you joined the business, 2017. Obviously, turnover gradually increases, which is great. Then how did your sort of position within the company in 2013 lead you to obviously, CEO as of today? At what point did you actually take over the reins of the business? Was it when your father stepped down?
Yeah, so in 2013, I came on as just a sales executive. I then stepped up after 2 years to be the sales director. And my big thing was we had to be in control of our own destiny. Was working for another brand and manufacturing products for multiple different brands. We weren't in charge of our own destiny. So I said to my father when I first joined, and I knew nothing really about appliances, e-com's the way to go forward. We need to create our own e-com brand, which we can do because we have the factories over in China and the expertise where we can produce the most affordable products out there, direct to end consumer, giving the consumer the best possibility of products with the best specification at the best possible price. So we decided to invest in Ship It Appliances in 2016, and we bought a minority shareholding, and we invested £100,000. Nothing back then really for 25%, but that business was turning over under £1 million. We then developed our own brand, which is called Sia, and decided to push that because previously they were just buying brands like CDA, Hotpoint, Indicert, and those kind of brands, and we wanted to create our own brand, develop that, and continue to push on. So we did that in 2016, and it progressed and grew. And then in 2019, we bought a further 50% shares in that company, and then 2021 bought the remaining 25%. And 75% of our revenue through Ship It Appliances, our own brand still to this day.
Oh, amazing, brilliant. And what sort of products then? Give us an idea of the product suite of that brand then.
So it's cooker hoods, ovens, hobs, fridges, freestanding fridges, built-in fridges. We've got dishwashers, washing machines, everything in the kitchen appliances. Our brand is an entry-level brand, but what we try and sell it on is the warranty side. So we sell it with a 2 years labour, 5 years parts warranty at the lowest possible price in the UK, with next day delivery included.
Amazing. So obviously when you came into the business, 2013 OEM was primarily B2B, wasn't it, for appliances? Obviously by 2017, obviously in the e-com space, the business is so much more now. So talk us through the years. Obviously you've got Ship It Appliances that you sort of introduce to the business once you acquire that, and where else have you gone? You've gone into many different areas. I see the charging as well. So talk us through like why you've diversified so much as well within your portfolio.
So I think that you businesses, in my eyes, have a lifespan. I think realistically, you can only be as good for a certain period of time, and then your business might get static and a bit stagnant. So what we decided to do was have our own entry-level range of appliances. We then have our own medical fridges. We then have our own EV charging. None of them are interlinked at all. It makes no logical sense, but we saw an opportunity. So if we look at our medical sector, our brand's CoolMed. We are now one of the leading brands within the UK. We do around 75% of all the pharmacies across the UK with all their medical fridges. We did a mass rollout for the COVID vaccination. We work with Well Pharmacy. We work with the MOD. We work with multiple different businesses. And we saw that as a huge opportunity. There was 2 brands out there that had been in this sector for a very long time. Probably a bit of a dinosaur, if I must say, but we've decided we can do something where we can offer it on an e-com basis, next day delivery again, best possible customer service, 20-30% cheaper than anything else out there, but giving the consumer the best possible product. So we just attack markets where we believe there's an opportunity to probably be a disruptor, and look to try and to grow in that sector as well.
Nice. So when did CoolMed become a business then?
2017. So
Okay.
when I took over to be the MD back in 2017 of the group was OEM Appliances, Singbang UK, OEM Electrical, and Ship It Appliances at that point. But then we launched CoolMed, and it was a brand new startup company. I've never designed a website in my life. I knew how to design products, and I didn't really know where the products were actually going to. So it was a massive learning curve. I remember we landed roughly £100,000 worth of products on day one, and we didn't sell one for 3 weeks. And we made so many rookie mistakes. The checkout didn't even work on the basket on the website.
Was that tested? Please tell me it was tested. When did you find that out?
Yeah, it was tested. No, it definitely wasn't tested. We just were like, oh my God, what happened? But yeah, so it just developed from there, to be honest with you. And we wanted to really push that angle of e-commerce, that you can then get that delivery next day. Because if a medical fridge goes down and the vaccines, for instance, are going out of temperature, there's thousands of pounds worth of vaccines inside the fridge. So when our competitors are offering 2, 3, 4, 5 day delivery services, the vaccines are thrown away. With the way that our business works, is it's next day. Sometimes it even can be same day at the prices what we're doing at the moment. So it's always just giving the end consumer and the NHS and pharmacies just something as a bit of a backup to support them.
Yeah, nice. So one of the things, obviously, we were talking about before is this, the question that you get now and again is, which is harder, setting a business up from scratch or taking a business over when it's a decent size but still relatively small compared to where it is today, and scaling that business. So I suppose give us some of the challenges that you had in the early days, 2013 and onwards. Some of the hardest parts, some of the biggest challenges, whether that was working with your dad and obviously wanting to, have your ideas and put e-com at the forefront of what you did. But talk to us about some of the challenges that you had along the way with scaling the business.
I would say the hardest thing, to be honest with you, is learning yourself and understanding that you have to let go. When a team grows, you have to give more responsibilities to other people, and I think that was the hardest thing that I've had to learn. I always believe in the businesses. I always believe in what my capabilities are, but it's hard when somebody else joins the business and maybe doesn't have the same passion as you for that. So it's trying to get the right people involved. And the team that we've got today, they're all believing what we're doing and the journey that we're on and the culture we're on. But I would say the hardest thing is to 100% passing the reins on to certain people to allow them to flourish as well.
Giving them that trust as well.
Exactly.
Yeah. What about in terms of challenges? Was there any with obviously you're going into business with your dad? Was that a challenge?
Oh, that's a challenge still to this day.
Yeah.
That's still to this day. No, we've to be fair, we've had. I'd be lying if I said we've not argued. We've had many an argument, but I think what we've got is the mutual respect for each other. We might have a disagreement, and then next hour we're best of friends again. So it's absolutely 100%. We're both on the same wavelength.
Nice. Family first, and then obviously sort of to a degree.
Business, if you're asking me, Dad.
Yeah.
If you're asking me, Dad, business, but for me, family, yeah.
And has he got involvement still within the business now then, or?
No. So he's just he's chairman. So he comes to the board meetings we have once a month with our 2 non-exec directors, but yeah, nothing else.
Yeah. So it's
lovely.
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, nice. So talk to us about the business today. Obviously, we spoke about how it's grown, and some of the business that you've got in it. Give us some context of where the business stands at this current time.
So as a business, last year we turned over around £33 million.
Wow.
This year we are on track to achieve around about 50 to 52 million turnover. Huge growth. We're on a big recruitment drive. My wife is now working within the business as the people director. She's a business psychologist, so trying to invest within the team to really grow and want to be that place where the Forever On Group, which is our group of companies, people want to come and work for us, and I want to be known for that we're not just making lots of money, and turn over lots of money. I want to be in a position where we can give back to our staff. So that's why I want to be known as, really.
Yeah, I like that. That's nice. This podcast is brought to you by Boodle, the cardless payment solution which offers significantly reduced fees, instant settlement of funds, and eradicates fraud and chargebacks. Boodle can sit on your e-commerce checkout as an alternative payment solution, or can offer clients a fully customised payment portal to send out payment links. What's better is that Boodle rewards customers with redeemable points every time they check out. If you haven't already, get onto the App Store and download Boodle now. And then in terms of the businesses that you have at the moment, what is the sort of percentage split, and where is the, what are the real sort of winners in terms of revenue, and then some of the ones that you've probably, got to put a bit more of a love and attention into? Like, obviously I know the charging business is relatively new. So talk to us about, like, obviously the split B2B versus B2C.
Yeah, so to be fair, all of our businesses are crucial for the growth of what we're looking for going forward. On our medical side, it's obviously lower volume going out, but good, better margins. Our EV side, obviously the market's going crazy with EV chargers at the minute, so we can see that as a huge growth area. Appliances, smaller margins, but bigger volume.
Yeah.
So it all works together. So we've got some at very, very small margins, then we go up to bigger margins as well. So it's the diversification in all the different areas to allow us to maintain good margins within the business, to allow us to reinvest, to continue to push on and grow. Nice.
And why EV chargers? I know you said nothing's interlinked, but where was the gap in the market? Obviously, we know electric cars are going to be huge. Or it's a huge market now, and it's going to only grow. But why EV chargers?
So it wasn't actually my idea. It was our sales director's idea, and he came in one day and said, "Stephen, what do you think about EV chargers?" And I went, "I don't want to do it. Let's not do it. Let's not do it." And he said to me, "I think it's the one, Stephen." I went, "All right, okay." So we went and bought all of our competitors' EV chargers. Our technical director went and opened them all up, and we looked at every single one of them, and they were like, "It's pretty straightforward, this. It's a PCB, it's a few wires, and really it's a glorified outside socket." So we designed the product, we invested in the tooling to manufacture our product that we've got there today, and our concept was that we wanted to become the UK's most affordable EV charger. So the position of EV charging at this moment is, everybody believes you have to have a Tesla, you have to have a Porsche, and it's the high-end market.
Yeah.
The market we're going after is either the market that's not there today because it's the second-hand car market, which hasn't even started.
Yeah.
That is where we saw our niche. So we thought, if we can produce the most affordable EV charger, we can offer an install at the lowest possible price around the UK. Well, why would you not do it? Because it does exactly the same thing as on the tin.
Yeah.
So when the government regulated it and decided that you needed to have special apps, you need to have anti-tamper protection, you need to be OCPP compliant, it just made it even easier, because nobody could come into this sector without doing all of these.
Yeah.
And we were already doing them from the start. So that was really the idea behind it. It wasn't my idea, but we've massively got on board with it. And to be fair, it's one of the best decisions we actually ever did.
Nice. And who are you primarily targeting then? Is it the everyday customer, or are you going into, like, service stations and things like that? Who are you after there? Is it B2B or B2C market?
So the initial idea was we were going to create an e-commerce business, but that changed very quickly, because what we realised after learning about the market is wholesalers is a big sector. So your CEFs, your Rexels, your Edmondsons, these massive companies out there have got huge contracts and huge operations with national builders and so on. So we thought we need to support them. So we've been supporting them with POS sales and looking to grow that side of the business. We've then gone into commercial on the back of that as well, doing fit outs of commercial sites, and then we're going into rapid DC charging as well. So hopefully within the next 3 to 4 months we'll have our rapid DC chargers out there, which we'll be able to create our own service stations, offering the UK affordable EV charging at rapid rates.
Amazing. Well, it's amazing story, and it's unbelievable to, hear going from kitchen appliances and appliances like that to, EV chargers, and you make it sound so simple as well.
No, I don't. My technical director's brilliant.
Yeah, nice. So where's the vision for the business over the next, sort of 5-10 years?
So we're looking to really scale and grow. We've reinvested year on year to get us to where we are today. We've got a 5-year plan to hit 100 million turnover. We believe that we can do that potentially within 4 years, but we've got a 5-year plan. We are looking into other products and diversification into other areas as well at this moment in time. But our core will always remain appliances, medical, and now EV charging.
Nice. And talk to us as sort of going back to growing the businesses. You initially took the business over, it was primarily B2B, and then you slightly pivoted, with Ship It Appliances to B2C market. So talk us about the approach that you took for direct to consumer sales. Obviously you've got an e-commerce site. Talk us how have you grown that business then? What sort of tools, tactics have you used to really sort of accelerate that growth?
So it is very difficult, to be fair, in the B2C sector on the appliances, because you compete with some massive companies out there. They've got very big budgets. Mm-hmm. So all I think you've got to do, in what our business stands for, is customer service. If you offer the customer the best possible service, then realistically they're going to come back to you. You can then retarget them, remarket to them, which is what everybody's doing at this moment in time. But just try and create something, a point of difference. Offer them the extended warranty that they want. Don't quibble that they've not registered the warranty within 1 year if they've got a 2-year warranty. Try and grow it that you are that brand that wants to support them, and then use technologies to continue to market to them, which is what everybody's doing at this moment in time.
Nice. So and your efforts, are they primarily focused on online marketing, or do you do any sort of out of home experiential, that sort of stuff as well?
Just
online, pure online.
Purely online at this moment. We've now got a full marketing team that's working across the group, which are focusing predominantly on this to continue to push on our sales line without increasing the PPC spend at this moment.
Nice. And how many people are you now in total across the business? So
it's changing every month because we are continuing to increase. So we're about 76 at this moment, but wow. we anticipate by the end of this year probably about 85.
And you've got new premises on the way as well?
Yeah, so we've just moving in to our new premises the second week of June. So it's a 65,000 square foot premises in Manchester, wow. allowing us to scale and grow.
Brilliant. And that's going to have the warehouse, the whole team?
Yeah, so that will be our operational site for our distribution of our domestic appliances. It will have our medical fridges in there, and it'll have some of our EV chargers, and then we'll have our site over in Mansfield as well for dispatch of ovens, hobs, cookwoods as well. So we'll have 2 sites in the UK.
Nice, brilliant. So just a couple more questions. I suppose one of the things that I do like asking people is, especially like sort of business owners, is this whole work from home, work in the office. And I know it's a huge debate, and it's probably something that everyone just doesn't really want to talk about today because it causes so much controversy. But I suppose after the pandemic, obviously you've got this sort of challenge of how people like to work, yeah. and what is your stance, what is your viewpoint on that? How does the company operate?
So we're flexible, to be fair. Mm-hmm. That has been a learning curve, there's no dispute. I think realistically I do find it easier when you sat down in the office and you're talking to people and you're all sat around the table and come up with ideas. I think it really does enhance the partnership and growing mm-hmm. together. But no, working from home, we've got a sales team that's all around the country. We've got people in Gloucester, we've got people in Lincolnshire, we've got people in Mansfield. For me, it makes no difference whatsoever. Yeah. And that's a learning curve for myself.
Fair enough. And what have you had to put in place then? Have you had to, sort of change anything in terms of technologies that you utilize, just in terms of like tracking and, making it easy to communicate, etc.? So we don't track, to be fair, we don't track our staff. What we do is we use what everybody else does, which is Teams. Yeah, and instant messaging throughout everything. We don't track to say, oh, you're not on your computer screen at this time, you're not doing this. At the end of the day, we expect people to the role. And to
to be fair, we've got a team that does the roles, does their roles and does their work within the allotted time and does more than that. So we can't ask for much more than that for our team.
Nice. I suppose it goes back to that point that you started on with trust.
It's
You know,
trust.
sometimes, you know, you've got to let people do what they do because they can do it better than you, and you've got to
Correct.
trust and believe in them. And but nice. And sort of final few questions, and the last one, or last couple are: if someone was in a similar situation to yourself, looking at setting up something, obviously you're that young entrepreneurial guy, what is the one piece of advice that you would give to them?
I would say set yourself easy, simple, clear goals to start off with. Don't go for something that's too ambitious. I think we've all got big ambitions in ourselves. We all want to conquer the world and take on the world, but give yourself smart, quick wins. Once you do that, then you move on to your next one. Set yourself a goal for a month, then the next month, then the next month. And if you don't ever achieve it, don't worry about it. Just set yourself a next goal. But with business, there's highs and lows. We've had many highs and many, many lows, but I still to this day set myself targets of what I want to achieve every single month. And I might not achieve all of them, but at the end of the day, if I achieve 80% of them, I know I'll be successful.
Amazing. Brilliant. I love that. Like it. Like we've spoke to many entrepreneurs, and it's always that, you know, like sort of one foot in front of the other, just keep going, you know, set the milestones, set the target. So I really do like that. And I suppose that leads on to the final question for yourself. You've spoke about the 5-year plan to get to 100 million. Love that. What is the end goal for yourself?
I've not really thought of it. At the end of the day, I'm still only young. I think I'm still only young, but I love my job. I love waking up in the morning, getting up at, we had a chat before, at 4:30 in the morning,
Wow.
crack on, have a brew, and see what we can achieve in the day. I think when I lose that motivation is the time when I need to move on to something else, and there's no way I'm losing that motivation at this moment in time.
Nice. Or just set up another business. within the business. Yeah. Another string to the bow.
Yeah, well, there'll probably be more.
Yeah,
But
I can imagine. Amazing, brilliant. Well, I absolutely love that. Like, unreal what you've done, and huge congratulations on the success so far.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, brilliant. Cheers. Thank you.
Cheers.